It's 6 p.m. Eastern. It's time for the Daily Wrap. And welcome to the show. I'm Joe Concha with my co-host, Mr. Rick Unger, is here this evening, as always. And joining us tonight, former head of LaShawn McCoy fan club. Former, I should say. Shady went to Buffalo. She's also a lawyer from the great city of Philadelphia. Heather Hansen is here. And finally, say hello to our quadruple threat journalist, author, businesswoman, and Reverend Jenny Crumpton in a beautiful blue is back as well. Welcome. Let's go right to the Daily Download. Well, one day after former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's press conference discussing why she used a personal email account to conduct state business, more questions than answers remain. The Associated Press obviously was not satisfied with Mrs. Clinton's disclosures, is now suing the State Department to gain access to her infamous email server, saying in part, and we quote, "After careful deliberation and exhausting our other options, the Associated Press is taking the necessary legal steps to gain access to these important documents, which will shed light on actions by the State Department and former Secretary Clinton, a presumptive 2016 presidential candidate, during some of the most significant issues of our time. The press is a proxy for the people, and AP will continue its pursuit of vital information that's in the public interest through this action and future open records requests." Perhaps part of the AP and other journalist frustrations stem from the fact that A, Mrs. Clinton says she deleted 32,000 emails that she deemed not to be state business, and B, she's refusing to turn over her servers, and C, she's demanding we simply just trust that she didn't share classified information.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. So I'm certainly well aware of the classification requirements and did not send classified material.
And now, Rick, yesterday you said that Republicans would overplay their hand, but when the AP steps in like this, not exactly a right-wing, left-wing, AP is as center as it comes, does this present a new problem, particularly among the liberal base?
No, it was always expected that the news organizations would go after it. That doesn't shock me in the least. AP was just first. And obviously they kept a press agent up all night writing that nifty little note. But I still, the whole classified information thing, people have to think through a little bit more. Hillary gave us lots of reasons not to be happy with her press conference. I completely agree, especially announcing to us without even being asked that she has erased 32,000 emails.
And she didn't even use the word.
Yeah, however, you have to understand how it works with classified. There are not a lot of classified documents that are transmitted by anybody in government via email. And if they are, it's only on computers and email systems that have the highest encryption capability the NSA puts on them. I doubt that Congress even has this encryption ability. Most classified information, certainly top secret information, must be delivered by hand. Secret information, you can either go registered mail or certified mail. There's not a lot of email involved. So I seriously doubt she'd be stupid enough to do that.
So let me give one scenario, because she traveled a lot, more than any other Secretary of State, and she's over in Tanzania, and somebody has to get something over to her, while her, whatever she had, a BlackBerry iPhone, I think she had a couple of different kinds.
Well, according to her, she didn't have a couple different kinds.
Oh, okay.
She only had one.
Right, one.
Now she does.
I saw a tape that said she had an iPhone, but then at one time she had a BlackBerry.
Right.
Same with me, I get it. But who's to say that somebody from the State Department on one of those computers that you said that have top clearance and top encryption didn't send her something while she was overseas?
It could happen. What everybody's talking, no one has really asked the question, did she receive classified data? The question has been, did she send it? It's possible, again. Oh, actually, no, because I don't think that that person would be allowed to send it to an unclassified recipient.
Her
Unlikely.
aides were a big part of the transaction.
I don't think that any of this is the major issue. If you read the complaint that the AP filed today, that has so many nuggets in there about things they have been looking for since 2010
Right. That's what
that
they're
she
really
has refused to give up.
Yeah.
And
That's
it includes
absolutely
whether or
true.
not Huma Aberdeen
Right.
was a special government employee, something that Senator Grassley is already looking into. It also included some of the deals with BAE, which was a defense contractor, and all of these things. You know, when her attorneys talked about the process that they went through in order to get these emails, they said that they put certain names into a search. They never put Huma's name in there.
Right.
They never
Well,
put.
we don't know if they did or not,
Well,
do
it's
we?
not listed. They
it's not on the
listed.
list?
They
Okay.
listed what they did, and there's a lot of things that the AP had requested that they did not look for.
Yeah,
Jenny,
that-
we'll get to you guys in a moment. We have Congressman Peter Hoekstra is on with us right now. Congressman, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Hey, good to be with you. Thank you.
Okay, the Congressman joins us from Washington. We do have a slight delay. We apologize to the folks at home. So, Congressman, as chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, you worked with classified information, and I presume that was periodically conducted over email. So, could you imagine a situation where a Secretary of State wouldn't have access to classified info over email?
Most likely, or the way this information would be transmitted, I wouldn't get it on my personal email or even my government device, whether it's a phone or my laptop computer. It would be transmitted to another secure facility, and then it would be delivered to me, most likely in a SCIF back in my district or in an embassy or those types of things. But, you know, I think the information here is, you know, once you have that information and it moves from a document, an email, or whatever, and it moves into your brain, into your head, was that content ever discussed in email, as she is then referencing data that may have been classified, may have been secret or whatever, in some of the other emails that she would have had with her contemporaries at DOD and some of the embassies or those kinds of things?
Congressman, it's Rick Unger. I so appreciate you explaining it as you did, because it's difficult for people to understand how you guys in Washington really deal with classified information, and you explained it nicely. I do want to ask you this, whether she was on a government, a .gov email system or anything else, the concern you raise about what she might discuss, well, that's not really affected by her having a personal email system. She could have a discussion like that even if she was using her .gov system.
She could compromise classified information on a personal system or on a government system. That's absolutely accurate. But the thing that you have here is, you know, you hope, and, you know, my experience would be that if you're going through a government system, number one, you assume that, you know, it is not perfectly secure, but it is going to be more secure than if you've got your own system that you've set up at home.
Hey, Pete, I'm sorry. We'll have to end it there. Unfortunately, you have to run to break, but we do want you to stick around for the next block. We will discuss this a bit more. More Daily Wrap in just a moment.